Well, the family of James Kirby released a statement earlier, and they've now just spoken to Sky News. And Sky's Milena Veselinovic carried out that interview, and let's listen to it now.
Around about 3:15 Monday from my mum, saying that my auntie's had a phone call to say that an airstrike happened and James was missing. So I then came over here to bring my mum, which is Jackie's sister, and then I went home and got another phone call about 8 o'clock in the morning to say it's been confirmed that it is James that was killed in the airstrike.
What was that moment like?
I think yesterday it was more of a shock. Today it's hit me quite hard, and I think where it's like officially out on the news, and I shouldn't have watched the news, and I did last night. I think it's just, awful, and it's just hit me more now, I think, than it did yesterday, because I think it was more what's going on, the adrenaline. We need to contact this person, we need to speak to this person, and doing everything we can for our auntie, so she doesn't have to do any of the, the heartbreaking things. So for myself, I can't speak for my brother, but today is for me. It's truly hit home.
Were you close to
today? Yeah,
very much.
Can you tell me a bit about that? Did you grow up together?
Yeah, he was more like a brother to me, to be honest, than a cousin. We went through a lot. He served in the forces with the rifles, so when he was in Afghanistan, we were picking up everything we could to make sure he was all right, and his friends. He had a close friendship with a lot of people in the area. He was active. He did a lot of things, but he was selfless. He would help anybody, and this is one of the reasons he felt he had to go and work with World Central Kitchen. He knew he had to go. His friends were telling him that this was probably a bad place to go, but he knew he had to go and help people, and that was James all over. He just didn't think of himself, and I think on his past experiences of going to Afghanistan and Bosnia, he knew the dangers. He was no fool in that regard, but he just knew he had to help people.
Did you know he was in Gaza?
I didn't, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so I knew about a week and a half ago that he was going out there. But with James, he needs to do what he needs to do. You couldn't tell him any different. You couldn't sort of say, well, you can't go, don't go. He's going to go. That's his calling. That was him all over, helping. Like my brother said, he was just an all-round gentleman. And, even with children, so he's got parents to my niece and nephew. He was amazing with my son. Unfortunately, don't sort of understand because he's only young. It's just devastating that he's fought in these wars and come home with not a scratch, and he goes out to do something, helpful.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
So
not only James, but the 6 other individuals.
Yeah.
They're heroes to us. They went out there selflessly to help some of the most desperate people in the world at the moment. How this has happened is beyond any sort of recognition of how it could happen. For me personally, I just hope this is a turning point in the world now and what's happening in Gaza. I don't want to make a political thing of it, but we just hope that world leaders can get together and help these people. It is people at the end of the day, civilians, and that's what James was out there and the other 6 individuals were trying to do.
Can I just ask, has anyone from the government spoken to your family?
So I phoned the Foreign and Commonwealth Office yesterday. They've been very good. They've kept us up to date. I've been in contact with my local MP, Darren Jones. They've offered their support as well, if we needed it. And the news outlets have been really good as well. So we're still in contact. We just took a call now regarding James and the other individuals, and they're being moved today, we believe, to Cairo. So hopefully by the weekend, James and the guys will be back by the weekend.
That's all my questions.
Yeah,
Really.
if I just have a couple more, if you
Sure.
don't mind. Just before James went to Gaza, obviously you knew about it. Did he talk to you about why, his motivations to do it?
No, because he's done so many trips of going and helping people. Kind of didn't sort of have a discussion like that because it's just him. And I did speak to him briefly before he went, regarding something else. And it was just his plans. He was talking about his plans and when he come back and what he wanted to do for his mum and my mum.
What were his plans?
He wanted to send my mum and my auntie on a cruise once he sold his house, because they felt that they both needed it. Sorry, yeah, he can't do it, and she doesn't know because it was supposed to be a surprise when my mum does, but my auntie didn't. And you know, that was the conversation that we were having, and that's what we were going to pick up on when he come back to sort out. So, yeah.
Just this very last question,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned. What is it that you would want, or is there anything that you would want to hear from the Israeli government right now? What are you expecting? What is it that you want?
I was disappointed in Benjamin Netanyahu's response yesterday for not saying sorry to the individuals. I think it was his commander or his chief did send out a better apology. But I think, personally for me, as I said, I think this should be a turning point now, where aid needs to flow into those areas, and I think he needs to recognise that you just can't indiscriminately hit people that are trying to save people. Make a safe passage. Come on, they're world leaders now. I'm not, as I said, I don't want to get political about it, but this is people that are at their lowest. They need the help now.
Are you looking for accountability in some form?
That will come out. As I said, Lord Cameron, I think, is asked for a full review. We'll wait for that. I'm sure that they'll get back to us and let us know what happened there. As I said, the British government seem to be making all the right noises at the moment, so we'll just wait for their response.